Welcome to the Ground Zero podcast.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Well, I've
Mm.
been seeing your stuff on the TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm down with the kids for a while, and I
Getting
was
you,
like,
fam.
that's some fucking cool stuff he's doing there.
Appreciate that, bro.
Where did that idea come from then? Where did you sort of go, I
Well,
fancy making some.
yeah, basically, I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, I've over the years and years, I've always supported veteran businesses like Force HQ, the coffee brands and stuff like that, and I've always buying, but I've always been like interested in designing my own stuff, look, with
Yeah,
that
yeah,
military slash motivation, and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah.
And obviously, I have a full-time job. I'm operations manager full-time running two operations, but if I'm honest, Tommo, it's always been a bit of a passion for mine. So I literally woke up one morning and went, "Fuck it, I'm starting Black Ops Clothing." And people ask me, why did you call it Black Ops Clothing? You've not been in the SAS or all like that.
Yeah.
But if I'm generally honest, it was more about being an operator in life, whether you've done it in the military or you just literally get up every day and just have to be that operator where no one can be asked to go to work,
Oh no, of course
full-time
not.
job, whatever like that. So you've just got to, literally get your ass out of bed and operate every day in normal day
Yeah,
life.
no.
And that's where it kind of come from, you know what I mean? So, when I first started the TikTok journey, it was like, I did a couple of, if you go to the very bottom of my page, well, my second, I got my first account banned because obviously,
Standard.
TikTok's absolutely fantastic for that, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Uh, and I used to walk around the park just giving like motivational speeches, you know what I mean? Like 2 words of the day and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
And I've always had that, just get up, do it. You're in charge of your own destiny. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
And that's where Black Ops Clothing came, and it was generally not about making money or anything like that. It was just literally about trying to build a community because there's some good veteran businesses out there, and then there's some veteran businesses what quite happily rip you off. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And yeah, for me, it was just about building that community. So obviously, I did the hashtag Team Black Ops Clothing. Do you know what I mean? Because for me, anybody who's willing to buy off me, they don't just get a t-shirt, a hoodie, they get me. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
And
I like that.
my phone, yeah, my phone is, I've got numbers. So every customer I have, I mean, my missus goes mad because I've got hundreds of numbers in there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And if I haven't heard from one or two of them in 5 weeks, say for instance, I'll just WhatsApp them. Hey up, bro, how you doing? You know what I mean? Just where I am if you need me. And generally, and no bullshit, they literally come back. I appreciate that, mate. You know what I mean? I really appreciate what
yeah,
you do for me. You've done this, you're doing that. And, I am actually a qualified mental health first aid England, first aider as well.
yeah, yeah,
So, yeah, it's just for me, it was just about building a brand where we could build a community, you know what I mean? And I'm on the end of that phone no matter what, you know what I mean?
yeah. I like
And
that.
and,
I
and that
like that.
that
I've
was
got a
it
lot of
really,
time for
you know
that.
what I mean?
I've definitely
And
got
the
a lot of time
support
for that.
I've
100%.
yeah, no, no. I mean the thing is, you and I know, right? Life can get in the way all the time.
Oh,
Do
of
you know what I
course.
mean?
Yeah,
People got excuses all the time. Oh, I can't do this. I can't meet you. I can't do this. You know what I mean? But realistically, if someone rang me at 12 o'clock at night saying, "Lee, can you just give me 2 words of the day?" I'd fucking give them 2 words of the day. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Because if I knew they went to bed and slept the night and didn't top themselves or all like that,
yeah.
then I'm happy. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
And
100%.
that's what it was about, Tomo, really. And obviously, the support from the guys on Facebook, the support of the guys on TikTok, it's amazing. Do you know what I mean? And I just wish TikTok wasn't so,
Soft,
you can't, yeah,
woke,
yeah,
soft, woke,
whoa,
annoying.
snowflakey,
Do you know
whatever
what?
you
Do you know
feel.
what annoys me the
Oh,
most, right? Because I've seen a couple of ones that you've had like banned or whatever, and I always repost mine when they do it to me. Um, you call someone a sausage, and you get banned. I quoted somebody else's video
yeah,
back to them, and I
yeah,
got a strike again. And I was like, but I'm quoting their video.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
call someone a
yeah,
cunt on there, but it's fine. But you can't
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah, yeah,
type it. It's like
Well,
brilliant.
I I got a video banned not yesterday, day before, and it was generally a military video. It was like different forces doing whatever they do, you know what I mean? And
Yeah, yeah.
it you've probably seen it, community guidelines,
Mm,
offensive weapons, right?
yeah.
But you go on TikTok, there's fucking people shooting shooting at Ukraine, there's
Yeah, well,
shooting at the
there's all
Russians and
that
the
going
Russians
on,
shooting at
and
them.
then you get birds basically selling themselves
Yeah.
or putting their spicy link on. It's like you've basically got your tits out, and that's okay, but I can't
Yeah.
call someone a sausage.
Yeah. Or a knobhead. You know what I mean?
And
So, whatever you
it's
want to
like,
call
oh
them.
well, it's designed for people over 18. Yeah, all right,
Yeah.
all right,
It's
fucking behave.
bollocks, isn't it? It's bollocks. I must admit, I mean, Facebook used to be quite bad, but they've got a hell of a lot better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You can say what you want.
I like it now when you type something when you're like my missus hates it because she's like, will you just stop commenting on other people's stuff? And it's like, well, I like to have a little argument now and then. It's part of my nature. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
But it's like you'll call someone a cunt or something in it, and then it will come up. Are you sure you want to send this comment because it could be bullying? Like,
Offensive.
no,
Yeah,
I do want
yeah,
to call him a cunt because he's being one. He's being one. But
yeah. No,
yeah,
it's a joke,
it's funny
but
though, isn't
yeah,
it?
I mean,
Community
yeah,
guidelines. It's like it's my page.
yeah. I'll tell you if it's offensive or not. Do
Yeah,
you know what I mean? If I don't get offended, why the fuck should anyone else get offended?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. It's fucking
Yeah.
mad.
But no, it's been a really good journey to be honest, Tomo. And like, it's I feel like I've kind of got to that. And generally, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you obviously inviting me onto your podcast. You know what I mean? Because with people like you, you're the guys what are helping me get the brand out. You know what I mean? And stuff like
Yeah.
that. And generally, from the bottom of my heart, I do appreciate that.
No, you're very welcome. Um, it's similar for myself with the podcast. It's like you reach out to people and you're like, "Do you fancy coming on?" And they're like, "Well, I've got nothing to say." It's like, well, you'll be surprised actually. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I
well,
mean, to be fair, I was thinking. I said to my missus, I said, I'm not. It's like when you see some podcasts, especially the American podcasts, right?
oh yeah, yeah,
They did all sorts and all this, aren't you? But
yeah,
then when obviously I sent you that write up about myself, I was reading it and I thought, actually, I've done quite a lot in life. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
exactly. Yeah,
And I've gone through quite a lot of shit. You know what I mean? But at the
it's
end of the
like
day, you just come out of
I
it.
always find like I jokingly said before we started, you know, when I first started it, I was like, well, who the fuck is going to want to listen to an ex rock ape talk on a podcast without someone going 5 Mile of Death? It's like, oh yeah, cool, haven't heard that one before.
Yeah,
Um, but it's like for me, for a long time, it took me a long time to understand like my own mental health issues because I didn't believe it. I was like, well, I can't because I was in the RAF Reg. Yes, I went out on tour 3 times. Yes, I did go outside the wire, but I wasn't in like similar infantry units that were getting smashed
yeah, yeah,
daily.
yeah, yeah,
But what I didn't realize is that I was still going out with the mindset I could get smashed today, or I
yeah,
could
yeah,
get an
yeah,
ID today, and
yeah,
my brain obviously didn't fucking process it properly, so I just held on to it. And then when I left and I lost that sense of identity, and all those negative thoughts just went flooding through,
Straight through.
and
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
was fucked. Which is why I started the podcast, well, fucking 6 years ago,
yeah,
and just started off with me just talking to myself, really,
yeah,
um, and then I got guests on and things. It's sort of grown a bit in the 6 years. It doesn't have a huge following, don't get me wrong, but it's helped. You know,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm sort of on the verge of like taking a little break from it for a little bit because I'm trying to focus a bit more on similar to yourself with the clothing brand. I've got the football team. I think you've followed it
yeah,
recently,
yeah, 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 yeah,
and that's building a community within football and veterans.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
I think 90% of my team are vets. Fucking all sorts going on. We got Marines, we got fucking paras, we got
yeah, yeah.
rock
yeah,
apes. We've got a couple of just regular random army dudes. I don't fucking know. But yeah, that's basically where my main focus is, and
yeah, yeah,
unfortunately, the
yeah,
podcast is sort of taking a back seat to it because organising these events is stressful enough. Not to then go,
yeah,
oh fuck, I've got to get a guest on for Wednesday,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's getting to that point where I'm like, oh shit, I haven't got a guest on.
Do you
Like
do them
last
every
week was
week,
my
or do you
fuck
try
up.
and do them every
We were
week?
supposed to do this a week before, weren't we? But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
left my
yeah,
fucking MacBook at work, and I was like, I'm not driving all the way to work to get a MacBook.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I was like,
Wednesday works
I
for
don't
me.
want that added stress to then,
No,
because at the end of the day, I'm not getting paid for it. It's
no.
helping me because I'm
Yeah, yeah.
going through the emotions and chatting away.
Well, you're
But
kind of building yourself a network, aren't you? You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
You know,
and
you're,
it's not
I
like
mean,
it's like that old saying, the old German saying, isn't it? We say Auf Wiedersehen because it's until I see you again. It's never
yeah,
goodbye.
yeah,
And I was like, I like that.
yeah, I like
So
that. Yeah,
that's basically what it's going to be for the podcast. It will be. I will do more. Don't get me wrong, because I've got this little thing in my head where I'm leaving a legacy
yeah,
for my my daughters to pass on to the grandchildren, great grandchildren,
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
they can go, what did your granddad, great granddad, great great granddad do? Oh well, we've got audio and video of him chatting to fucking Black Ops clothing.
Weirdos. You
To
know
other
what I mean?
really old guys.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But
How old do you think I am?
I'm gonna go.
Be nice now.
Nah, genuinely, I saw the other day that
Yeah.
your actual age, but when I first
All
saw
right, yeah.
it, I was like, you got to be like late 30s, early 40s.
Ah, you
Genuinely,
smooth talking motherfucker, aren't you? Look.
yeah, smooth me. But I did see the other day, I was like, there's no ways. Were you 50 something, ain't you?
Yeah,
50,
51 this year. Yeah.
51 this year. I was
Three
like,
months
there's no
before.
way. I'm not having it.
Had a good milk round.
Mm.
So, so where did you get posted to them?
So my first posting of RAF Honington is where we started, and then pretty much straight out of basic, we went on to pre-deployment for Iraq um, in '09, and we closed it. Well, we closed the patrols down. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
they were still there until 2011, I think technically, but the last foot on the ground, I was on that patrol.
Was you? Well,
Yeah.
that's something to be proud of, though, isn't it? You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah.
At least you
Don't get
can
me wrong. It
something.
was it was eye opening because we were mainly doing heart to mind missions within the villages. It's very similar to Kandahar, my second tour, because both of them we were handing over to the Yanks. And
Yeah, yeah,
as everybody on this podcast knows, the Iraqis and the Afghanistanis do not like the Americanis. Um, so, yeah, well, when we were going through patrols in Iraq, they were like, "Please don't hand over to the Americans. You stay, they go." And we were
yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Well,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
unfortunately, it don't work like that, kid." Um,
yeah,
but now I spoke about it a few times on here. I was all right until we got the first rocket attack, and then I was like, "Shit, this is real." I thought I was just
mm,
having a fucking lad's holiday. Yeah, this is a
yeah,
bit
yeah, yeah.
tasty. And then chasing the
Is
rocket.
that when you
Yeah,
your
we
bunghole
didn't
went like
actually
that a
catch
little
him,
bit?
but chasing the rocket team was fun. Bouncing around in a snatch and a wimmick, which shouldn't have been there, by the way. The fucking snatch. You would know all about that from
Yeah,
Island
yeah, in
days.
Ireland. Yeah, 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 yeah,
But yeah, that they deployed that both times. Iraq and my first tour of Afghanistan, we had snatches, and it was like these aren't designed for this.
They're definitely not, are they? They're definitely
No.
not. No. Yeah, I'll tell you a few stories. When obviously done a couple of tours in Northern Ireland, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
and done Warren Point, South Armagh, places like that, and we were down South Armagh at Romeo 16. Have you? I don't know whether you've
I
ever
haven't
heard.
heard of it. No, but
Yeah, so basically it's on the border of Dublin, blah blah blah,
okay, yeah, yeah,
and I'd just literally come off a 12-hour duty, and then once you came off duty, you basically did it like a 12-hour stint of QRF. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
So literally tossed it off watching telly in your flapjack, flap
Mm.
jacket, just in case all goes on. And we just tucking into a sausage and egg banjo butty, and boom! We're like, what the fuck? Like the whole building just shook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we had an officer at the time, Lieutenant Cochrane, his name was, right? Quite new, obviously straight out of Sandhurst, straight to the
Lovely.
regiment, you know
That's
what I
what
mean?
you
Blah,
want.
blah. Yeah, so next minute, like, woo, siren goes off, QRF, QRF. We just literally, if you imagine, like, you've got Romeo 16 on a hill,
Mm.
yeah, and then there's a road down to the main road,
Yeah.
and then on the opposite side of the hill is a golf course, right?
Nice.
So obviously, as QRF, we're all belted up, guns, magazines in, cock rifle, ready to go out. And then just as the gate was going to open, the RUC, who was based in the tower with us, like said, in an Irish accent, shut that fucking gate, shut that gate, right? So next minute, boom, shut the gate. And they'd had intelligence that literally there was an ASU unit, which obviously part of the IRA Active Service Unit,
Yeah, yeah.
on top of the golf course, waiting for us to come out uh,
Oh, yeah,
of
yeah.
the gate to basically just open up on us. Do you know what I mean? Uh, but what had happened is where you patrol round Romeo 16 and all, they were like what we called the mushroom farm.
Hmm.
And obviously there was a dead spot in the mushroom farm where the IRA had managed to get like an old post office van, cut the roof off, and obviously they'd had a mortar in there and they'd mortared us,
Fucking hell.
expecting us, yeah, expecting us to obviously run out and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
open up. You know what I mean? So if to this day, if it wasn't for that RUC copper coming out, I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't even be here today.
Yeah, that's
Do you know what I
mad,
mean?
mate. Mm.
Yeah. And
I was trying
even
to I
like,
was trying to
um,
explain it to my daughters because I never served in Northern Ireland, but I was like, do you realize how hard it was hard enough in the desert because they blended in
yeah, yeah,
and but imagine going over to Ireland, which is controversial now,
yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
Britain, um,
Still,
and
yeah.
and you don't know like
No,
it could be
no,
fucking
honestly.
anything.
And I tell
Your
you
set
what,
your sense of alert must have been through the roof.
100%. I mean, it's you could tell the difference even when we got posted to Belfast. You got the main A1, and then
Hmm.
you got the Divis Flats, and anyone who watches this will know exactly what I'm talking about. So across the A1, there's a bridge, right? What takes you to the Divis Flats, right? And these Divis Flats, Tomo, are like just a complete shithole. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
written in spray paint all over the top was like vote Jerry Adams, IRA, blah blah blah, right? And we used to have to patrol the Divis Flats, right? And I
Lovely.
swear on my life, right, we'd literally have to run across the A1 one at a time because they were taking pot shots at us
Fucking hell.
across the A1 because they
Yeah.
knew they knew you could even go ping like that.
Yeah.
And then when we get into the Divis Flats, we'd obviously be put on patrol, walking around, on patrol. Next minute, boom, there'd be a cooker landing behind you,
Yeah.
or there'll be a fridge landing behind you because they really hated the British that much. They would quite happily drop a fucking cooker on your head. You
Yeah.
know
That's
what I mean?
nice, isn't it? I
And
had
then,
a little back and forth with he must have been um an Irish fella, obviously
yeah,
not
yeah,
like the Brits. I was watching a clip of Eamon Holmes on GB News, and he was talking about the
yeah,
time he was 14 years old, and he had to get off a bus because it was hijacked by the IRA that wanted to plant a bomb and blow it up. And he ran to school, and the headmaster at the time, I think it was a Catholic school that he went to because he obviously said that the priest was at the fucking gate, and he went, "You're late. That's detention." And obviously, Eamon Holmes had only just started to process it. He's like, "Fucking hell, I was on a bus with a gunman," and I basically put, "And the Brits were the problem." Like,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
this bloke
yeah,
then went, "Well, yeah, you've been here since 1916 or way before." And blah, blah.
yeah, yeah, 69 or
I
something
was
like
like,
that,
"Yeah."
wasn't
I
it?
went, "I understand that." I went, "The Brits did some atrocious things. I wasn't there." I went, "But you're sticking up for the IRA who hijacked a kid's school bus."
But yeah, and we'll
And,
quite
and he
happily
and he
watch him
couldn't
die.
get to grips with the fact that I was saying, yeah, but there's no good party in this
No,
because the IRA. freedom fighters, terrorists, depends how you look at it, still hijacked a fucking kid's bus to blow it up.
Yeah, yeah,
There was kids
yeah,
on it.
yeah.
And I was like, you don't see the British forces hijack a bus full of kids.
No,
Yeah,
honestly.
we did do some naughty things in our time. Don't get me wrong. Didn't hijack a.
But that's the past, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But like, I'll tell you what it really brought home to me was we were based in Warren Point, and a, a few years before, obviously, we arrived at Warren Point. That's where I think it was like 16 soldiers got bombed in Warren Point, where the Land
yeah,
Rover
yeah,
was more, bombed and all sort, right? And I remember being on patrol around there. So we used to come out of the base, and literally, it was right close to the docks at Warren Point. And we used to come out, turn left, up the road, turn left again, and basically you go into the housing estates, you know what I mean? And it was mainly Catholic area and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like that. And obviously, you every time you cross the road, obviously you knelt down, looked both ways. Guy behind you ran across the road, and I always remember this little kid, and he must have only been 5 year old, right? And he come up to me and spat in my face, right? I always remember it, right? He spat in my face, right? And basically told me to go home, right?
yeah,
Now, at the time, I wanted to strangle the little bastard, you know what I mean? But,
yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean? I'd, but it was inbred into him
Mm,
that the English was bad people, you know what I mean? And never listen to an Englishman. Every time you see him, tell him to go home, blah, blah, blah.
yeah,
And that just kind of like opened a little cog in my head, like, what mentality? What have we done so bad? And let's face it, it's just Catholic and Protestants. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So what have we done so bad to basically allow this to happen, where a child is coming up and spitting in your face? Do you
yeah.
know what I mean?
It's
It's mad, isn't it?
it's well, the funny thing is the Afghanis are the same, where they
Mm.
hold on to past histories and like their great grandfather was killed by the British, so he then has a grudge on the British now.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, well, it wasn't me. Like,
yeah. It
sorry.
was 100 years ago. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it's
You
like
still got a grudge.
I did see something like what was it? The Brits always forget, but we will or we won't forget or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It was
yeah,
like, well, I sort of get it, but it's not like Britain wasn't attacked and taken over, and you know we had some lovely trips from the Roman Empire and the Vikings and
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
French,
Yeah. The Turkish as well. You got a
and the
Turkish
Turkish.
Empire, you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
so but we're the
Yeah.
bad guys. Yeah, we
Yeah.
could go on for
We always
days with
do.
this, mate.
Yeah. Yeah. We're the biggest bad guys, but we're
Yeah.
always hearts
You know
and
what I
minds.
find
That's
the
the thing.
funniest though on TikTok is it's always England's fault.
Yeah.
So they're
Always.
talking about Britain, but it's always the English because the Scots and the
Yeah.
Welsh, well, they've got Celtic roots, and we ruined them as well. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
yeah, yeah.
It was the Scots that wanted to have the United Kingdom, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah. But
Could
now
be
they
wrong.
don't.
Could be wrong, but
Yeah.
pretty sure it was the
I
Scots.
don't think they don't think they want it anymore, do they? But obviously they
No.
can't afford to. Yeah. They can't get to afford the free NHS prescriptions and that lot, innit? You know what I
No,
mean?
exactly.
I don't
Exactly.
know. Yeah. Mad,
Oh,
innit?
but one
So
thing I have noticed though on the social media front, oh, that was nice. It's actually becoming a united island at the minute because obviously
yeah, I've seen it.
they
Yeah,
don't
I've
like
seen it.
they don't like who's coming over.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I know. And to be
and
fair, I don't blame him. You know what I
no,
mean? But
no. But if that's what it takes, happy days.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, we could go on forever about what's happening with the country, but I generally believe the country is fucked and there's no
Yeah,
way going back. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And we, the people, I mean, my missus goes apeshit. She, oh, don't start. Do you know what I mean? But
And mine.
she agrees. Yeah, she agrees with me. who this government, I didn't vote them in. Do you know what I mean? You probably didn't vote them in.
No, I
You know
didn't
what I
vote
mean?
for
But who are they to tell us what the fuck to do with our lives, with our money? You
it.
know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
And
saw
you know,
V for Vendetta. You must have seen that movie
yeah, yeah,
where he
yeah.
says people shouldn't be afraid of the government. It should be the government afraid of the people.
People, 100%, 100%.
And
And what the government forget is there's thousands and thousands of veterans. What you know, they probably will not fight for the country again, but I'll tell you what, they'll fight for what they have. They'll
yeah,
fight for their property. They'll fight for their loved ones. You know what I mean?
oh,
And
definitely.
together, you've got a massive brotherhood there and sisterhood. You know what I mean? You've got a
Yeah.
massive, and the government needs to think about that. You know what I mean? And that's not threatening anybody or all like that. I'm not racist or all like that. It's just the end of the
Oh
day,
well,
I am a
you're
patriot.
probably very similar to myself in terms of when people say, "Oh, you're racist because you're
Yeah.
about the people coming over on the boats." No, I'm probably the least racist person ever. Should have seen
Yeah,
some of
yeah,
the people that we served with.
yeah.
I've got no problem with legal migration.
Migration, 100%. Where they come in, do it properly, they
Do it
pay the
properly. Show
taxes.
us your
Yeah,
passport.
yeah,
Get your
100%.
visa. Crack on. Earn a living if you want.
Yeah.
Happy days. Come over on a little fucking dinghy with no passport, no wife, no
Because you've
children.
thrown it in the sea, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
with your Nike trainers on and your mobile
Yeah,
phone and your
mobile
packet of
phone. Oh,
fags. You
but
know
they
what I mean?
also get given another mo. Oh, don't get me started.
Oh, mate, we could go on forever, couldn't we? But no, I mean, at the end of the day, I 100%, if they ever come to my doorstep, they won't be leaving alive. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
But you got to protect your own, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely.
And that's what I tell people. Protect,
Definitely.
protect, protect yourself. Look after yourself and the loved ones. What were being there for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But
as simple as it is. That's
yeah.
exactly what it is.
So when did you get out then?
I got out in 2013. September 17th was actually my wedding anniversary.
Was it?
2013. Yeah, I did 5.5 years. I probably should have done more. Uh, but with how regiment was and family commitments, things like that,
Yeah,
I made
yeah,
the decision to come out.
yeah, yeah.
There was a lot of underlining issues. I wasn't happy for a start. Every time I wanted to better myself, not so much promotion wise because I injured myself on my Lance Jack course. So I got my ankles are shit. I got the worst ankles in the world, and I rolled both of them on a tab,
Yeah.
and both of me I got taken off. But any time I wanted to do anything else, whether it was join the air cell, go to TAC P, anything like that, it was no, we need you here because you've got a.
Mm.
Basically, I was a signaller, so I had a skill, and
Yeah,
since
yeah,
you have a
yeah. They
skill,
didn't
they
want
don't
to
want to
lose
get rid
that
of you.
skill. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
I always
for
found
as
sometimes.
much as I hated signals, I was fucking good at it,
Yeah,
and it fucking pissed me off because I got dicked with
yeah,
it in the
yeah.
first place. I got put on my SIGS carder because they just brought in the Lance Jack rank. Fucking that's hard to say. And our squadron
One chat that right.
handpicked a few to go on the course, and I was potentially one of them.
Yeah.
And un, unknown to me, one of the other lads had told our tax sergeant that I really like comms. So next thing I know, I've been taken off that pile and then stuck with going on this fucking comms course for I think it was
Yeah, yeah.
2, 3 weeks. Fucking hell! And then I got stuck. Then HQ, you're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, I always thought, sometimes is you get up the rank if you're face fitted. You
Mm.
know what I mean?
Oh, I
If you,
don't
you
think I would have got much further because I was a gobshite.
well, do you know what? I was just going to say that I would have got shite. Like, so
Yeah,
I remember
that's a
once we had this bombardier called Bombardier Johnny Allen, his name was, and we were training for Northern Ireland at the time, and we'd just literally done a CFT. Yeah,
yeah,
you know what that is, do
yeah,
It's combat fitness test, and literally we'd come back and he'd gone right. We're going to do a BFT now, right?
Oh,
Well, I tutted, right? And he heard me tut, right? The next thing, I'm fucking smacked straight in the face, right? I'm like, fucking hell. He went, if I ever hear you fucking tut again, he said, I'll kill you, you little bastard. You know what I mean? Well, that was it then. Fucking, my cars were marked
yeah.
forever. You know what I mean?
I had a
Mm.
couple of things on the Kandahar tour because I was I was one of the senior lads because we had just come back from Iraq, so we were one of the senior lads. Usually, we would go through the stage of LAC, leading aircraftsman, SAC, and then you'd be like a senior SAC. It's not really a rank, but you've done a bit, you know what you're
Yeah,
doing,
yeah, yeah,
and then you'd go on to your corporal course. But obviously, they brought in the Lance Jack role
yeah,
for those lads, basically. Um, basically a section commander, you could say, or multiple commander. No, section commander. Anyway, um, and we were out on tour, and I was a vehicle commander plus lead signaller, and then bomber commander as well, or bomber with the metal detectors.
yeah,
And I remember the first time we harboured up, and we only had one boiling vessel that was working, which obviously cooks the ration packs a bit quicker. Saves us getting the fires out, basically, or the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
heat
Saves
out.
time, doesn't it?
And yeah, I still remember today. There was a Corporal Ginge Whitelam, bless him. He went, right, it's going to be a rank order for the boiling vessel. And I went, just without even thinking, I went, fuck off, that's bollocks, that is. He was like,
Yeah.
Tommo,
As
you
you
got something
do.
to say? And I went, yeah, it's fucking bullshit. And he was like, what? I went, well, the SACs are going first then. We're the ones on stag.
Yeah, yeah,
And he was like, what? I went, well, we need to eat first because we're stagging on. You're not stagging on, apparently. Because at that time, for some reason, he wasn't stagging on. I can't remember. And he was like, oh, fucking. Started huffing off to the boss. And I was like, and then the boss called me over. And I was like, boss, I'm telling you straight. I went, we're on ops. We're not back in fucking the UK.
yeah, yeah,
Chill the fuck out. Let the lads eat first. I went, I don't even want to eat first, but I'll eat later. I'll eat it cold. I don't give a fuck.
yeah, yeah,
Fast forward to the next day, we were about to go down a VP, um, where I was bomber commander, and I turned round and I noticed that the lead vehicle, the top cover, had his hands in his fucking body armor, just chilling out. So I just went over the PRR. Can your top cover put his fucking hands on the fucking 50 while we're
yeah. I
going
would
down this
say, yeah,
round
it's not going to
while
do
we're
any
going
good
down this
there, is it?
fucking VP? Because if we get contacted, he's the first guy, and if he's fucking
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
about, don't talk to my about my top cover like that. And I went, well, tell him to do his fucking job then. Who do you think you're talking to? You cunt. Like,
yeah, yeah,
fucking hell. While I'm at the front, I'm in command here.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Do as you're fucking told.
yeah. No, 100% in it. It's fucking.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd think that he'd have that fucking hand on the fucking 50 anyway, wouldn't you? Especially
Yeah.
out there. You know what I mean? It's like,
Genuinely. Hands in his
was it
fucking.
cold? It's the fucking middle of the desert.
Yeah. Just chimping about. My
Yeah,
my one of my close buddies actually lives down the road from me. He was like, Tommo, you were spot on there. I tried to tell him a few times.
yeah, yeah,
Like, well,
yeah.
it's not for me to tell him. Like, just do your fucking job. Fucking
Did you
fuming.
ever, when you were driving out there, then did you ever get the old Afghanis firing the AKs above your head and that lot?
No, not
You know, as you
really.
were driving past them.
We were out on patrol the one night, and there must have been a celebration of some sorts, and they were popping rounds off. We
Yeah,
got fucking well excited. We were like, "Fucking finally!"
yeah, yeah.
I
What's going
I
on
always
here?
joke and say my two main tours. My third tour I was on HQ, so I didn't really count it. Excuse me. Was was like Jarhead, where I was waiting for something to happen. I was constantly waiting. I was like, "Come the fuck on!" When we heard the fucking spray of AK fire, we were like, "Yes!" Fucking get on. Even the boss was excited. We were like, let's go find him. And then we found out it was a fucking wedding or something. Like, oh, fuck's
Yeah,
sake.
yeah, yeah. We were like that when we went to Bosnia. Obviously, I did a tour in Bosnia with I4S4, and we went out on the patrol. We obviously AS90s and all that lot. And then next minute we just hear these AK-47, boop, 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 boop. Right. And what
Nice.
they used to do, because technically, no matter what anyone says, Bosnia was a genocide. You know what I mean?
Mm.
They one religion were wiping out the other religion. You know, that technically were it. You know, there was mass graves there. You ever seen Behind Enemy Lines
Yes.
with Owen Wilson?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
literally was like that. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
We had to go out and protect the engineers because they were going out and digging mass graves up, and you know they were lifting the JCBs, and you'd see the horses and the cows, but then all of a sudden you see an arm and that lot hanging around. You know what I mean? It
Lovely.
was literally like a genocide. But what they used to do is when the British Army was driving past, they used to sit in the garden and get absolutely wankered, right? And then think it were funny by setting a few rounds off over their heads.
Yeah,
And honestly, the amount of times I, you know, a fucking
yeah.
round fly past you and stuff like that, yeah.
Whizzing a
But you
crap.
can't engage. Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
engage. Again, it was hearts and minds, hearts and minds. But I mean, we heard some stories about, you know, how the Serbs would, because you had the Croatians and the Serbs,
Mm.
how they would on a night time go into the Serbs' gardens or opposite way around, whatever, and literally plant landmines in the gardens. So when the wives and the children and all came
Run
out
up the
to hang
lane.
the washing out in the lines and all, boom, you know what I mean? They
Yeah.
blow them up. It was absolute carnage, you know what I mean?
It's
And it
mad,
was
isn't it?
like, yeah, it just opens your eyes to so many things. So I think you know yourself, you kind of build yourself to be resilient to anything. Do you know what I mean? And you know, I think as long as you've got values in your own life, I think you'll find, you know, if you know, if you progress, you know, like you're progressing with your brand and the podcast, you know, I want to progress with, you know, Black Ops Clothing to be basically one of the best, if not the best, veteran-owned clothing brand, you know, going. You know what I mean? I mean, I can't compete with the likes of Force HQ and all, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah, yeah.
they've, but to me, again, I don't want to, Tomo.
No,
I
I'm exactly
literally
the
don't
same.
want
I
to.
feel the same
Yeah,
with well, with the Forces Radio, with
yeah.
Big Phil, and then you got
Big
HL
Phil
podcast
champion. Yeah,
with Hugh. There's a few other military ones that are right up there. I'm like, I've never wanted to compete. Like,
no, no.
I believe everybody's got a voice and a story to tell. I believe that, and
Yeah,
which is why I decided to go not just getting veterans on the podcast. I get fucking whoever. Um,
however, yeah,
like I've had MMA fighters on. I've had
yeah, yeah,
doctors, nurses, mental health specialists.
yeah, yeah,
The list goes on, and but that's what I wanted to be more rounded, like our Lord and Savior Joe Rogan.
yeah, yeah.
Because I didn't
I
want to
mean,
be
he's
just
spot on out.
pigeonholed. I didn't want to be pigeonholed as, oh, this is another veteran podcast.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
well, yes
yeah,
and no. Like, I'll talk on my experiences
yeah,
as they coincide with somebody else's.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
like, I find that a lot of fighters have the same values and issues as well, mental health issues wise,
yeah,
as the military. Because,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
like, a good buddy of mine wasn't in a great place when he lost his first fight, and then when he was eventually dropped by the UFC, he's just been re-signed. Congratulations, Mason. But he wasn't in a great place, um, and I was like, well, I know exactly how you feel
yeah, yeah,
because you're
yeah,
supposed to be Mister Macho, masculine man. You fucking kick people's heads in for a living. Well, we would kick doors in inverted commas. Um, you're supposed to be the manly man. You can't be seen as
yeah,
weak and I've got problems going on with my head.
yeah, yeah.
We all fucking have moments.
Oh, and you know what? Squaddies are the worst ones because they'll just stick it in the back of the head. I mean, my missus, she says to this day, right? Because you know, me and Ali's been together like 25 years now. You know what I mean?
Mazel
I
tov.
met Ali when yeah, you are.
Mazel tov.
Yeah. Well, I was still in the forces when I met Ali, you see. So
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
obviously seen me transition into
yeah, yeah.
civilian life. And, you know, yeah, she's my rock. You know what I mean? She's my
Mm.
soulmate. It's like, you know, if it wasn't for her, I generally don't know where I'd be right
I
now because
exactly the same.
she says to this day that I am a pressure cooker, and one day I will just explode. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I like to see myself as this calm gentleman. You know what I mean?
I think
Who,
we're very similarly,
yeah.
Ollie. I think we're very similar.
Yeah, well, brothers from another mother, innit? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Brothers from another mother. But like, fuck with me and I'll bite your nose off. Do you know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? It's
Yeah.
as simple as that. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, it's those values you talk about, you know, and generally we have four values at work in my full-time job, right? It's progression, resilient, supportive, and connected, right? And if you think about all those four values, actually, if we progress to be the best we can, if we're resilient to the shit what gets thrown our way, but we support each other, that makes us connected. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, the end of the day, me and you've never spoke to each other apart from tonight, but now I feel like I've got a friend. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
And that's
definitely.
no bullshit. You've got my number now. I've got your number. We'll probably carry on talking and building each other
Oh,
up.
of
You know what I mean?
course.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, and that's it. It's just about being a fucking genuine person where, you know, you don't lose your identity. You are who you are, and you just take no shit from anybody. Do you know what I
No, I
mean?
like
It's
that.
as simple as that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
That's
simple as
that's
that,
how
Tom.
that's how life should be and simple and it's crazy because if more people had actual core values, the world would be such a better place.
Yeah.
Like I still stick to a few of the RAF um, standards. You know, respect, integrity.
Mm,
Maybe not service before self because that doesn't really count anymore.
no.
But then the last one is excellence. It's like, well, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
have
mean,
respect for
integrity.
myself. I'm gonna have respect for others, my
Yeah.
family, where I'm working, what I'm working for, integrity. I'm never gonna break my integrity
No.
because once you've done that, I
But
had a
that's you
bloke at
in it.
work.
That
I had a
that is
bloke at
you.
work earlier, and I won't mention it on here, but I almost fucking exploded at him today because he
Yeah.
was clearly lying through his teeth, and I was like, "You're fucking one sentence
Yeah. Yeah.
away
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
having a
But
discipline."
you'll remember that, and you won't ever treat him the same again.
No,
Do you know what I
exactly,
mean?
and I won't.
Because you know
And
he's a bullshitting cunt.
yeah,
Simple as.
because he clearly believed his own lie, and I was like, "I've got the evidence here. I've got physical data given to me by by one of the tenants. So stop talking fucking shit." But I
Yeah.
won't talk
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
work on here because
Yeah.
that's dangerous.
Yeah. 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 No, I get you, mate. I get you.
But yeah, it's as I always say, I always call them turkeys, and it's an old saying from uh, my favourite flight sergeant, and he used to say it most days within the sea jock on my last tour, and it was. How am I supposed to fly with the eagles? Oh no, I fucked that up already. Must have had a whiskey. How am I supposed to soar with the eagles when I'm surrounded by turkeys?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
thought, that's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I
I
love that.
won't tell you. I won't tell you my story about a turkey.
No, if you go, you please do.
So we're in based in Besbrook in Northern Ireland again, right? And obviously in Besbrook itself, you had a couple of checkpoints, and
Yeah.
obviously people will come in and you check them and stuff like that, right? But if you needed a shit, right, we literally had a bucket, right? And this one morning, I was absolutely dying, right? And I said to my mate Chris Colson, his name is, me and him still work together, believe it or not, in the same in. So it
Oh,
was
nice.
about 10 years ago, 11 years ago, if not a little bit longer. Uh, my boss, who's still my boss at the moment, he basically said, "Oh, we got a new health and safety manager. We'll introduce him." Blah blah blah. Right. So he brought him into my office up in Leeds, and I literally looked at him. He looked at me, and we went and cuddled each other. Right. And my boss at the time, my boss Paul, he went, "Do you know each other?" We were like, "Yeah, we served in Northern Ireland together. We lived in fucking bunk beds for 6 months with each other. Do you know what I mean?" So. he still works at the same company where I work. So we get on like a house on fire. So we've known each other for like 30, 35 years now,
You should
if
have
not
really
longer.
wound up your boss and go, nah, it's just
Oh yeah,
how we
yeah,
greet
yeah,
each
yeah.
other these days.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Innit? Come here, what I mean? And it was so funny because I mean, people are going to probably watch this now thinking, "Oh, dirty bastard," you know what I mean? But I really needed a shit, right? And I said to Chris, I said, Chris, fucking hell. I said, instead of saying I've got a turtle's head, right? I said, I've got a turkey's head sticking out and I need a shit. And to this day, he still calls me, "Hey up, Turkey." How you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just shit like that, innit? What you remember, you just think, "Fuck me." You know what I mean?
Got a lot of time for that.
Turkey.
Got a
Yeah,
turkey's head poking out.
yeah. And the thing is, Tom, he went and basically told the directors and the story of the turkey.
Oh,
Then,
that's what you want.
you know what I mean? Yeah. But
That's what you
they
want.
all love it. You know what I mean? They all know I. For me, they take me how I am. And at the end of the day, I've worked with now this company now for like 25 years. So, I literally left the army as a got my class one while I was in the army,
Yeah, yeah.
worked for this company for like 14 years as a driver slash towards the end a supervisor. And then literally I went into the office, I did my operator's license. So I
Yeah.
have my own transport operator's
Oh,
license.
nice.
Yeah. And literally now I've worked my way up from contract manager, transport manager to operation manager, and I run an operation in Birstall, Leeds, and I run an operation in Melton Mowbray. So, that's when, like,
Pork
on a
pies.
Wednesday night, you what?
Pork pies.
Pork pies. Yeah. Yeah. So that's why, really, on a Wednesday, I'm always down towards
Oh,
Melton
yeah,
Mowbray,
got you.
sitting at the hotel on a Wednesday, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, but no, I love it. And, again, it's like with my guys, I've built a family with them. Do you know what I mean? Like, so my drivers, I work on respect and loyalty, and that's
Yeah.
all I work on. And even
Oh,
when
no,
I'm employed,
that's spot on.
yeah,
Yeah.
even when I'm employing new staff and also, I say to them, I work on respect and loyalty. If you can't do any of them,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not interested.
It's like
Do you know what I mean?
I always say to the lads, look, I'm giving you enough trust here as your manager to go
Yeah,
out and do the job.
yeah,
At the time where you take advantage of my kind nature is when you'll see a completely different person.
yeah. And
And
and you know what?
it's
As
been
a
it's
as
been
a
there's
manager,
been a couple of times where I've had to pick one of the lads up and just go, look, fucking sort your life out.
yeah,
When I'm not going to take it disciplinary because that's too much paperwork,
yeah,
but just fucking sort your life out. I went, I've got
yeah,
a good team here. Just fucking,
yeah, yeah.
just
But that's
it's not
all it needs
hard.
sometimes. Yeah, yeah. That's all it needs, though, Tomo. Because at the end of the day, if you've already got the respect of that whatever, your staff member, but he's been a tosser, a quick, sort your life out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
I,
kind of
I
puts him
always
back
call
in
them
that
gypsy
place.
warnings.
Yeah, gypsy
I
warnings.
was like,
Yeah,
this is your last
yeah.
gypsy warning.
But do you know what? Right? To me, there's a difference between a manager and a leader. Do you know what I mean? Anybody can manage, but not everybody
Yeah,
can be a leader. And at the end of the day, if you've got that, line in the sand where your guys can come, they can have banter with you, they can take the piss out of you, but they know if they cross that line,
yeah.
they've crossed that line.
No,
That
exactly.
to
How it
me
should be.
is a perfect leader. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would never expect my guys to do something I wouldn't do
No,
myself.
exactly. And
100%.
I generally went out today and I did what I normally do, but I sent one of the patrols that we did. I sent it off, and it was one that I did, and I sent it to my one up, and I went, just lead him from the front, and he sent it back. He went, that's how I want all the lads to do it, and I went, well, I know, just lead him from the
Yeah,
front.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Toot my own
100%.
horn. But as we digress, back onto your beautiful clothing line. Where'd you get your designs from? Because I've noticed that there's so many that you've got floating
Yeah.
about.
So, yeah, a lot of them is in my head. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? And then I use so many different softwares where I can go in and edit and stuff like
yeah,
that. So, a lot of it comes from, if you look at my designs, it's either schools. or it's tactical, like the gorilla behind you. I
No.
just love a tactical gorilla. Now, I don't know whether you can you see up there? I don't know
I
if you
can
can
now.
see it. Can
Like
you see
that.
the tactical gorilla?
Yeah.
So he's wearing full armor, radio at the back, weapon, you know what I mean? I actually designed that on with the help of AI, obviously, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've had people say to me, "Can you sell me that as a digital print?" You know what I mean? And I've said, "No, it's mine." You know what I mean?
No, go fuck yourself.
No, fuck off. You know what I mean? It's mine. But yeah, no, it's like yeah, I know what I want in my head. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I think that'll be a good print. And then obviously I go and design it, and then I use like uh Place It. Have you ever heard of Place It?
I haven't. Not
Right.
gonna
So
lie.
that is a really good mock-up site.
Mm.
So obviously what you do is you upload your design. So obviously make sure it's all transparent on the background, blah, blah, you
Yeah,
know
yeah.
yourself with your clothing brand. And I mock it up on hoodies and t-shirts just to see what it looks like. And I
Mm.
think, yeah, I'll stick that on my website. That'll go, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Uh,
I like
and
that.
then again, like I do it all here. So I've got a big ass monster of a heat
I have
press. I
seen.
don't know.
I've
You
seen
see
you
it?
slicing and dicing on there.
Yeah, yeah, I've got obviously a cat press here, what to play with, and it's just obviously the sniper rifles. I bought that off a guy called Military Merchandise. He's on TikTok and Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent guy. Don't live that far away from me, but he does all like laser cutting and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and like a couple of guys on TikTok. Dan, who's Warlock Mead.
I
Have
have.
you
Yeah,
have
I've
you
seen. I
seen
just
him?
I just started following him. Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what? Brilliant guy. We did a bit of bartering. I sent him some glasses, like because I've got obviously you can see there I've got my own cups and stuff like that, and
Oh,
then
nice.
I've got my own engraved sunglasses and stuff like that. And he really wanted a pair, so he basically sent me some chili honey and gelapato
Oh, I
honey,
saw
and I
you
sent
open
him
that
three
up. Yeah,
pair.
yeah.
Oh mate, honestly, if if you like meat or chicken or pizza,
Who
get
doesn't?
some because it's unbelievable. Yeah. Dan,
talking to a,
I'm bigging you up here,
you're
by the way.
talking to a fat guy who doesn't like that stuff.
Yeah. Well, aren't we all, mate? Aren't we all? But yeah, it's just like Phil. If you follow Bearded Biker Veteran, right? Phil, he's an ex-infantry guy. He's fantastic. He's got his own clothing brand by me. He's on my what we've got a WhatsApp group, so we've just bat
Oh, nice.
ideas off each other. He
Like
does
it.
stuff for me because he's got the embroidery machine, you see. So
Ah,
he can make caps for me and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And it's like if we can network and work between each other rather than sending
yeah.
it to bloody
See,
Pakistan, because I pride myself on everything's made in the UK. You
like
know what I
that.
mean? All my
Yeah,
t-shirts,
yeah.
hoodies are bought in the UK. I
Because
make it
I
in the
had
UK.
I had a what did I have? Funnily enough, it actually came from a disagreement on TikTok on the football page. Can't remember what I was disagreeing with a bloke about. It, oh, I don't know if you follow football at all, but it was a
No, I'm not. If
disagreement
I'm
about
honest,
Bruno. I'm a United fan, so it was a
yeah,
disagreement about Bruno Fernandes, right? And I I rate Bruno Fernandes as a player. I think he's
yeah,
fantastic. Don't get me wrong, one of the best players we've had in since Fergie left. I'll
yeah, yeah,
throw that out there. My personal opinion, he's a terrible captain. He's not a good leader. As we discussed,
yeah, yeah,
he
yeah,
bitches, he whines, he throws his arms up. However, recently he's taken the team by the scruff of the neck and got us through some results that we were never going to get. Held my hands up. Maybe wrong. Don't think I am. But anyway, I had a disagreement with the bloke, and he went all banter aside. He went, I've just seen your Instagram page, and your football kits are amazing. Do you sell them? And I was like, no, actually, I don't sell them because I get them from a fantastic kit designer bloke, Kit Lord. I believe they come from a different country. Um,
yeah, yeah,
but he does all the printing for us. So
yeah,
I
yeah.
will design it the way I want my teams to look. Although he did kind of mess up the new one, I'll bring it out in a second.
Yeah, yeah,
But color wise, badges, sponsors, all that sort of thing, I do all that myself. And he was like, "They're brilliant. You should have a website and sell your football kits." And I was like,
yeah,
"Oh,
yeah,
I could." And then I was thinking, "Oh, I could get more and then sell them on game days, and then the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
profits will go to because we pay genuinely for the full kit. We pay £30 for full kit, printing, socks, shorts, and the
yeah.
top,
That's good. Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
good
good
price. Yeah,
for a football shirt these days. I know, I'm talking Premier League, Championship, and all that. Some of them are like £100 a pop, and people are buying that.
yeah,
And we get some good shit. Let me grab one out. I've got them here.
yeah. Grab it. Yeah, come on,
This is the brand new one. So
man.
we're debating whether, because funnily enough, talking about Northern Ireland, we are as a team. We've got two events this year. We've got a friendly coming up just to get the lads' legs working a bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But we've got the first event. We're playing the Northern Ireland fans team out in Belfast.
yeah.
So a lot of us are going over. I may have to wear long sleeves, seeing as I'm rocking around with a fucking poppy on my arm.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
but to be fair, the
You'll be
lads.
all right in certain parts of
Nah, to
Belfast.
be fair, the lad that is helping me organise the game, he's a ex-vet, so I think we're
Yeah,
just
yeah,
gonna stick with.
yeah, yeah,
So we're debating whether to wear this kit in that game, but some of the lads can't travel to Belfast, so it's whether the other lads allow them to wear the kit. But the main
yeah,
one
yeah.
is against the Hereford team in my hometown. My hometown is Hereford, but my place of residence now in Kent. But yeah, this is the new kit,
Oh
which is
yeah, I like that.
which is nice. Funnily enough,
Yeah,
Ben,
yeah.
this is how I know it comes from a slightly different country. Notice the old Nike tick, but it's also got Adidas three stripes.
Adidas free stripes on it, and it, yeah. Has
um,
that's either come from Turkey or Pakistan,
so
one of them.
basically, what happens is he gets a template of the kit, and then he
Yeah,
will do the mock up and whatnot.
yeah, 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 yeah,
But yeah, all the badges, ugh, how the numbers
yeah,
and the names look. That's all.
yeah.
That's all me.
Yeah, they look cool,
Um,
they do.
but yeah, it's all good. But we're looking for some new sort of things to do
Yeah.
in terms of the kit. We're getting a new sponsor hopefully soon, and we're going to get some like walkout jackets. You know, like how
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
they
Zip up.
walk out in
Yeah,
the Premier League. They have the jackets on
yeah, 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 yeah,
because we've got the warm up tops, um, which are literally just Adidas normal football shirts that I had printed up. But yeah, we're getting the jacket soon, and it's I'm just waiting for the funds to come into the account, and then I'll get that fucking sorted. But yeah, I was contemplating going, wow, because my to be fair, my daughters are constantly, Dad, can I have a kit? I'm like, well, no, because I have to fucking pay for it. Um,
The thing is, though, the thing is, right, you know what you can get them for. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And as long as you're, making what you want off it, why not? Life's too short.
yeah.
You know?
The thing for me is, and the reason why I started the team in the first place is I don't want to make any profit out of it.
No.
Um, we support Rocks Recovery um, at the moment, and I firmly believe in what they do. Um, Obviously, not being a massive charity and being I can't remember what they actually call themselves, but they're not classed as a charity because I think they take some,
Organize, as it's classed as an organization.
yeah, something like that. But they
Yeah,
they
yeah,
are
yeah,
brilliant in what they do, and
yeah,
I met Charlie last year. He's also been on the podcast, and that fucking wonderful work. We even got one of the lads that they go through their mental health coaching. We actually joined him, got him to join the team,
yeah,
the last team, because he struggles. He does struggle, and I was like, no, come and join our community, our team, have some banter, because that's what you're missing.
yeah, 100%.
And I
That's
think a lot of the times the lads that struggle, I think they miss that, and I think one of the massive things, and I even gave this as to another lad as a bit of advice, and I was like, you can take it this way, it may backfire. And he was like, all right, what? I went, you need to go back to basics, mate. And
Mm.
he was like, what? I went, at the minute you're feeling down on yourself, you're feeling shit. I went, you need to go back to basics. He's like, what? I went, get up earlier, make your bed,
Yeah.
clean your teeth,
Yeah.
iron your
Yeah.
kit, get back to how you were when you were at your happiest with the lads, have a bit of banter with the lads. I went, but I'm telling you now, as your mentor here, sort it out. I went, you can come and
Yeah.
talk to me and be sad and whatever, that's fine, but you need to sort your admin out.
Yeah.
When you start that first, get your discipline back. Your discipline will help your fucking mind
Yeah.
because you're being
100%.
disciplined
So,
at doing your. Start with making your fucking bed. Make your bed in
yeah.
the
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah.
Do your morning routine. Don't have a shower because you don't have a shower. Don't have a fucking shave because you don't need to anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. 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 Just clean your balls.
Yeah. Make sure you wash your balls.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah,
you're
and I
right
was
though,
like,
Tom.
there
It,
was
it,
a good bit of advice I thought from myself because I
yeah.
think
Yeah.
when I was struggling, I probably needed someone to go get back, get back to fucking basics.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
waiting for your fucking missus to make the bed.
Yeah. 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 Have a bit
You
of
make the bed.
self-pride and just get up. Yeah.
Have
I
some
mean,
pride in yourself.
my missus says to me all the time, that, how do you do it? How do you just get on? Why? Because for she just sees me just getting on every day, just cracking on, doing the grind. You know what I mean? Getting up in the
Yeah,
morning. I mean, I'm up 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm at work for 6, or uh, on a Wednesday I'm traveling down at bloody 4:30 in the morning. Do you know what I mean? I just
treat
get up
yourself.
and do it, and I think it's that self-pride and that, yeah, military mindset that you
Mm.
you have to be prepared for the day. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
And like
definitely.
you said, go back to basics, make your bed. You make your bed, you got a better mind. And what did they say? Tidy house, tidy mind. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Do you know
Simple as
what?
that, isn't
I
it?
actually used a bit of that. I had a bit of an argument in my. I also coach my daughter's football team, and I put in the coaches group. I was like, the girls need to start cleaning their boots after a game,
Yeah.
and before training, or at least have them clean for training and for match days. And this fucking dickhead piped up and was like, they're fucking 10 years old. They're not fucking pros. And I was like, pros clean their fucking boots.
Yeah.
Or you never see a pro with dirty boots. And even the apprentices will clean their boots. And I literally I went, it starts with discipline. And when the girls have discipline, they'll train better.
Yeah.
Once they're training better and they look at their boots and go, my boots are clean, I feel better. You feel better, you play better.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, you could tell the parents. So I was like, the next day, I literally put a picture up of my daughter's dirty boots, and then I cleaned them because I had my boot buddy. Gave him a clean, showed them the boot buddy, and I went, this is a brilliant bit of kit for the girls to clean their boots. Can we please not have dirty boots at training? And to be fair, most of the parents were like, oh, definitely. We've just got one of those. My fucking mic's about to fall off. We've just got one of those. I was like, yeah, fucking brilliant bit of kit.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wish I had one
Yeah.
when I was a fucking kid.
Yeah.
I had to
Yeah.
be in
Yeah.
the sink
Yeah.
and fucking sponge and get the dubbing
It
out.
makes you feel good about themselves, though, won't
Oh,
it? You know what I mean?
definitely,
They'll have a bit of pride in
definitely.
themselves then.
And yeah,
You know what
that
I mean?
works from grassroots level, kids, adults, whoever. Fucking
Yeah.
sort your fucking admin out. I even
Yeah.
I tidied my office today because I had a couple of days off and I walked in and I was like, needs a fucking Hoover and a wipe. And basically that was all it was. I wiped my
Yeah.
desk, hoovered the floor, got rid of all the dust, and I was like, fucking Alex, I haven't even done much. It's not like I've fucking moved it around and
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
literally hoovered the floor and wiped my desk, and I was like, this looks so much better. And I want to be in there more. Not that I
Yeah,
really
yeah,
want to be in there because there's no
100%.
fucking windows. But
Oh, have you got one of them offices?
yeah, terrible, horrible office.
Well, I'm in a porter cabin, so it's not, it's probably not too bad.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean? Yeah. But
definitely.
yeah, just I, I, I probably got some exciting news to be honest, and obviously this is probably the perfect platform to
Love a
announce
bit of
it if
exciting
you want.
news.
Yeah. So obviously I spoke to you about obviously Black Ops Clothing and building a community.
Yeah.
And obviously I've sponsored Paul from Operation Jackdaw. Have you seen them on TikTok?
Yes, he
Yeah.
is actually part of my team.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Paul?
he's part of Granite Zero. Yeah,
Ah, perfect. So this might be perfect. So basically me and Paul's been talking, right?
yeah, yeah.
And what I want to organise, and basically the dates are the 5th and 6th of September. So you are invited, right?
Lovely,
And basically I want to do a Black Ops Clothing Operation Unwind camp on
nice.
Paul's land, right? So obviously you would have seen him wearing the t-shirt with my logo on and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that. I'm with him all them, right? So the whole aim for that is basically for serving veterans, families, right, to come down and the tickets are going to be 25 quid, right? But
Nice.
in that cost, £15 of that is going to go to food and beer for per person, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
And £10 will go to Paul's organisation for
Nice. Yeah, yeah,
keeping the upkeep of his land,
yeah,
so
yeah,
he can keep it free for veterans and families and stuff like that. Now, obviously, through TikTok and yourselves and stuff like that, obviously I've reached out and I've started building a network and I've had veterans who's basically going to come and one's going to do the food, one's going to Dan bring the mead, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
also,
yeah.
and for me, it's we make no money apart from the £10 what goes to Paul to help look
Yeah,
after the
yeah.
land and future and
Nice.
stuff like that. But again, it's about building that community of where we can go around the fire pit, talk shit all night, have some banter. We go to the shooting range the following day. Paul allows us to shoot a few rounds down his land. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
he's
just
down here,
just
isn't he? He's
enjoy
down
it. Have a
south.
camp out. Yeah, yeah. And I've called it Operation Unwind. And the
Like
whole
it.
point is relax, reconnect. Oh, fucking hell. I forgot what the third. Recharge.
Yeah,
So, yeah, relax, reconnect, recharge. You know what I mean?
like it.
And that's the whole point of just come down, enjoy it. It's 25 quid, 15 quid will go to food and beer. The other tenner will go to Paul's organisation, Operation Jackdaw, and we just have a weekend. It's a Friday and Saturday. So honestly, Tommo, I'd love it if you could be there. That's, even if you came down just on a Saturday because you were working on a Friday or
Yeah,
whatever.
I'll do my best.
Uh, yeah, but it's building that network again with people. Like I said, Warlock's going to come down. Dan, Phil's going to come down. I've obviously a lot of my customers have already agreed to come down and support it. And if we do this, if this is the first one, and for me, if it goes really well then I'm going to do it on a yearly
Oh, I
thing
like it.
where
I
it's
like that
literally
idea.
just a group of uh, veteran soldiers, even serving soldiers, families, bring your families down. You sit in a tent, you sit around the fire, you get pissed, have some banter, and just enjoy relaxing, reconnecting, and
Love it.
recharging yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Perfect, mate.
So yeah, I mean, if people, when people do watch this, they'll in the next week there'll be tickets on my website
Oh, nice.
uh, where they can go in, buy a ticket.
I'll put all your website details and where to
Yeah, yeah,
find you
yeah.
on whatnot
I appreciate that. But
on
you'll
the
see in the next
bio.
week some posters going on TikTok and Facebook and stuff like that
Oh,
about it.
nice.
You know what I mean? And
Love it.
Paul's up for it, 100%. And have you heard of a band called Forces Collide?
I haven't.
Right, so they're on TikTok. So they're a military band. They play all kinds of things, and I
Oh,
think they're a
cool.
bit of a mixture from Army, Navy, RAF, or whatever like that. But I'm sponsoring them as well, you see. So I'm doing them some t-shirts.
Oh,
They've
cool.
They want me to put my logo on, and fingers crossed, they know Paul as well. Uh, they'll come to the weekend and put some music and that lot on for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So and I know it's a long way away, but it could be the next Vet Fest. You know what I mean? The
Vet
next
Fest, like it.
Glastonbury, we'll call it the Vet Fest. You know what I mean?
I'm just
But yeah, yeah, that's I'm quite excited about
Forces
it, really. You know,
Collide 01. Is that them?
yeah, that's it. Have
Follow.
they got like an eagle with a Union Jack behind it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's them, mate. Yeah,
Yeah, I got them.
yeah,
Follow.
really nice guy he is, mate. He's fucking top man. But yeah, so I've just actually got their prints today, so I'm gonna make their t-shirts over the weekend
Oh,
and
happy days.
get it to them. You know what I mean? So, but again, it's networking with
Yeah,
fellow
definitely.
veterans, fellow, you know what I mean, and that's what it's all about, innit? We look after each other
100%.
because let's face it, Tomo, no fucker else is going to look after us. You know
Oh,
what
no,
I
we
mean?
got to look after ourselves
Yeah,
and within the
100%.
community as well. No, totally agree.
Yeah, yeah.
It needs
But
to be
yeah, that's the plan.
more like yourself and others that need to do more within the community, I believe. But yeah,
Mm.
generally,
Well, I just did. I don't know whether you're aware, but I did the March for combat stress.
yes, I did see.
Yeah, and I've raised just shy of 1,300 quid for combat
Oh,
stress this
fucking fair
month.
play, mate. Well done.
Yeah, so obviously, and I do, again, it's not about, you know, me making shitloads of money and all sort, because I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I might have 5 sales one week, I might have 2 sales the next or whatever like that. But again,
yeah.
it's building that network, it's building that community, and that generally that's what it's about for me. I don't want to be a force HQ where, you know. They're just mass producing
Mm,
hoodies and
yeah,
t-shirts, you know what I mean? And all, for the sake of it, really, you know what I mean? But
yeah. I know what
you
you
know,
mean.
you know what I mean?
I
You-
definitely know what you mean. But Lee, my man, I'm not going to take up any
yeah.
more of your time. I'm
So,
sure we could
but yeah,
talk
and
for
that's not
fucking. We could
slagging
talk
him
for even
off, you
more
know what I
hours.
mean? But yeah, definitely, mate. But I do, I know it's getting late now, and I do generally appreciate you having me on and
Oh no,
giving this
thank you for your time, mate.
opportunity.
As I always say,
Yeah,
yeah, it's been a privilege and an honour to have you on. Thank you very
no,
much.
and
And I'll
you
let you
as
know
well,
when it
mate.
all comes out. I'll send you some of the clips that I
Yeah, yeah,
splice for you.
yeah. Perfect.
Definitely. All right, mate.
Right, bro.
I'll
I'll see
catch
you
you soon,
later.
mate. You have a good
See you
evening.
later, mate.
Cheers, buddy.
Bye.
Hello. You're at the adverts, so don't turn off. Don't turn off because I've got some good stuff for you. First up, I'm going to talk about our sponsors. Kent CBD is our first sponsor. Now, CBD oil, as you know, has tremendous benefits, especially within mental health and physical health. Personally, I use it to help with my anxiety and my depression, but not only that, I also use it to help with the aches and pains of life in my joints, especially my ankles and my knees. Um, but yeah, without CBD oil, I would have still been on my antidepressant tablets, which I'm no longer on. So, every cloud. And what we're going to do here at Granite Zero is we're going to give you 10% off everything from oil, muscle rub, jellies, bath salts, the lot. Yeah? Make sure you get in there. www.kentcbd.org. Put in the promo code GRANITE0 and get yourself 10% off. You are welcome. But also, if you're like me and you love a nice cup of coffee, now, for me, I only drink one coffee, and that's Green Beret coffee. Now, I don't only drink it because it's out of this world fucking coffee, roast to order, grinded to whatever specific grind you want. But not only that, it's veteran owned and veteran run, which, hits me right in the feels. So make sure you check it out, Green Beret Coffee. Get yourself a nice cup of coffee. I drink it dark, just like my soul. Incredible stuff, incredible stuff. And what I'm going to give for you, I'm going to give you 10% off. So once you get to the checkout, once you've got all your coffee, your products, your apparel, whatever you need, get to the checkout and put in the promo code GZ Podcast 10 and get yourself 10% off. Courtesy of the Granite Zero Podcast. You are welcome. Now, that's enough of me talking about this stuff. Back to the regular scheduled show. Check it out.